Hey y'all, my name is Mandy, and as you can tell by the title of this video, it's about VSG. I have restarted this video so many times, I've lost count. It would be, like either I was being really picky, I think. My hair would be not right, or my makeup would be rubbed off in a spot, and so I did the whole nine, like fixed my hair and put makeup on and filmed the video, just to realize that I was not even in like the screen. The camera that I bought to do this with doesn't have one of those screens on it where you can see yourself, because I didn't realize that it didn't come with it. So I thought, I'll just go ahead and do it. And so you can hear me on it, but you can't see me, so I didn't think that would sound too appealing. And now here I am out on the porch in what is typically a quiet, or usually a quiet road. Is quite busy today, so I'm gonna do the best I can. And actually, this is the second time that I have started this on my phone, because when I did it a few minutes ago and I started it, I actually called this surgery a vasectomy instead of gastrectomy, and I am not having a vasectomy. Couldn't if I wanted to. So yeah, here we are. Haven't fixed my hair, no makeup, because I just kept putting it off and putting it off, and I thought, if I keep waiting until the perfect moment, like, this is never gonna happen. And I wanted to get this channel started for, accountability, like I've heard many of the people on here say, and I can see how it will keep somebody accountable. I'm going to do my best to stay on top of it. Not going to make like hard promises that I'm going to update or post like certain day each week, because life happens for everybody. I don't know if you read my description on my abouts, or however that's listed on here. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a nana. I have 4 kids, 4 grandkids, and another on the way. We are a large family. And I love that. I get questioned a lot whenever I say that I have 4 kids, and everybody's first response is like, oh my God, you don't look old enough to have 4 kids or be a grandma. Well, that's, to each their own opinion, but I guess in retrospect, for the general, population of people, or whatever, however you want to say it, I guess I'm not. I started having kids when I was really young, still a kid myself, and my oldest daughter, she had started having me some grandkids when she was young. So yeah, but it's no regrets. So, but anyway, that's not even what this is about. So, little history about myself, I guess. As far as I'm going to try to stay focused. I do tend to get sidetracked often, take rabbit trails, and that's okay. I'll just reel it back in, notice that I'm doing it. I'm probably going to stumble over my words a lot, and that's fine. I'm not going to like majorly edit these videos, because I don't even really know how to do that yet. I'm planning to learn, but I kept procrastinating, and I don't want to put this off anymore. Like tomorrow it'll be another excuse, and I'm not even sure how this is going to sound with the traffic that's on this road right now, that is usually really quiet. The coal trucks is probably what you hear the most, and I will not apologize for those, because that means that people are back to work here where I live, so that's awesome. I live in a small town in West Virginia. It's just barely, like, it's probably the smallest dot on the map, but I mean, I say that jokingly, but I'm sure there are other towns that are just as small, and dude needs to slow down. And like, there's a little small alley in front of my house, and then there's a creek, and then the main road. But sometimes people fly through this alley, and there's kids out here playing. But anyway, see, there goes the rabbit trail. VSG. That is what I hope to have. So yeah, fingers crossed. COVID-19 has, changed everything for so many people. I'm not going to act like that, my surgery or approval even being delayed is the end of the world, because it's not. There's so many people who have lost loved ones to this virus, and my heart goes out to them. It's sad. I'm so appreciative of all the healthcare workers that are risking their lives every day to help everybody else. Hats off to you. Takes a special kind of person to do that kind of work, and I will be the first to say thank you. Okay, so history. I'm not a person that has struggled with their weight my entire life, just my adult life. And I was thinking about this last night. I thought, how many years, have I really struggled with my adult life? And I didn't realize that, it pretty much my whole adult life. It just didn't feel like that to me for whatever reason. But all of my adult life, with the exception of about 7 years, I've struggled with my weight. I've yo-yoed up and down. If there's a diet, I've done it. I've been on it. I've probably, am a lot of the reason why it's so hard for me to lose weight now. Because, I don't know about the science of it all and how myths get busted all the time. But you often hear like, oh, I screwed up my metabolism. I'm not going to say that's true or possible or not, but I know this. I will be 44 this year, and your girl can't lose weight like I used to. I could always lose weight fairly easy, but keeping it off was an issue for me. And it wasn't because I got lazy or just stopped trying. The weight would seriously just start coming back on no matter what I did, or how much I restricted myself, or if I added calories even to bust through a plateau, upped my activity level. And it was very frustrating. My most recent, no, I take that back. It wasn't my most recent. Up and down, yo-yo with the weight, and I'm really bad with dates too. Let me just get that out there. I'm wanting to say it was about 10 years ago that I reached this place. I was just fed up, so I said, I'm going to lose this weight, and I did. I lost 70-ish pounds, and I say ish because it's normal for my weight to fluctuate as much as 10 pounds. I retain fluid really bad, really sensitive to sodium. Hold on. Another coal truck that I will not apologize for. That's somebody putting food on the table with that truck, y'all. Okay, so, I live in a coal mining community, as you probably guessed. Yeah, hold on, guys. I went through a chubby phase as a kid. Baby fat is what my family would call it. Actually did slim down as a teen, got taller, was really active. I didn't play sports in school, but I was just active in general. My stepdad got me interested in lifting weights when I was about, I'm gonna say 13 or 14. I fell in love with it instantly. Did that for a while. We had to move away. We moved to North Carolina, and we couldn't take all of our equipment. And I knew that I could maintain the muscle that I had built to a degree with body weight exercises, but me being young and stubborn, I just was like, you know what, screw this. If I don't have my equipment, I'm not doing it. And I knew, enough to know that that muscle was going to turn to flab. I wasn't like, really bulky bodybuilder bod. But I had, enough. I felt good. I looked good. Had my little six-pack going on. And so I wasn't as active after we moved. I would like go for walks and things around the community, and that was about the extent of it. And because I was afraid of gaining weight, I drastically cut calories to an unhealthy, number. Mostly just drank water a lot. And so that, went on for a while. I think my lowest weight that I recall is 115, which is too low. I'm 5'4", ish, a little over 5'4". I don't have like a large frame. I don't know if it even sounds weird for me to say I have a small frame, but I guess I kind of do. I'm not petite, but I'm just not like big boned, as they say, Hold on. Oh, I thought that was my son coming out. But anyway, yeah. So that's a little bit about that. What else? Oh, started having some babies when I was young. And with each pregnancy, I lost less weight. So there was always some sticking around. Y'all, there's a big ass spider on my banister in front of me, just kind of staring at me. If it's one of them jumping spiders, I'm about to shit my pants. Like, oh, and I said I wasn't going to cuss on this video. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it's nope. Okay, let me try this again. Spider crisis averted, I think. Okay, so started having them babies. Lost less weight each time. The hell? Okay, now I'm gonna be paranoid. Okay. My highest weight ever has been just my recent weight. Even during pregnancies, it's been recent. 10 years ago when I lost the weight, maintained it for 7, so about 3 years ago I started to gain the weight back slowly. I struggled with depression and anxiety on and off. Well, I say on and off, but if if it's there, it's there. I would have bouts of the depression, I guess I should say. And so about 3 years ago, what I thought was just like a typical bout of depression for me turned out to last, actually ended up lasting till just very recently. years and years ago, I had went and seen my doctor over the depression. She put me on medication. I didn't like it. Didn't like how I felt on it. My body didn't respond well to it. So I stopped it, and I just didn't give any other, that type of medication a chance. And so I just dealt with it the best way that I could. It all came to a head, so to speak. I'm thinking that it was around 1998 or 1999 when she diagnosed me with that. And I do remember that, even though I'm not good with dates. It was around about that time. And so I've, struggled with it for that long. Got really good at keeping it hid. Nobody even knew that I struggled with it, with the exception of my husband, of course, because, I live with him and see him on a daily. So, yeah, I had started drinking more when it all came to a head, so to speak. And this bout that thought was just going to be another one of my, typical things, ended up lasting for longer, like I said. And it's like I knew that I was gaining weight, but in my head I was like, oh, well, I'll snap out of this anytime, and I'll get this weight off, no biggie. Well, before I knew it, like the scale was, X plus Y times Z equals what the, WTF. And I was a little far gone, So I decided, I had been thinking about surgery already. Let me say that. Because I just felt like, for whatever reason, that I would never hit my goal weight on my own. I'm not going to say that I was right to think that, or that I couldn't. That's just what was in my head. It just seemed so far away. And at one point I was only, within 20 pounds of my goal weight, or my ideal body weight. Excuse me, I'm burping and belching like I already had the procedure. I do have GERDs, by the way, and a hernia. That's why I do that. But then 20 pounds seemed so far away. Now, looking back, it wasn't really that bad. But last summer, the beginning of last summer, I decided I was going to try one more time on my own to see, if I could do it. So I got back into my exercising routine, regimen, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. I sat down and calculated all my macros. And I'm not, a keto fan, so to speak. Just only because I know that that's not something that is sustainable for me for the long haul. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life doing keto. But I just really basically wanted to see how my body would respond to that, something different. And what I did also in conjunction with that was intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is not a diet, and it bugs me when people say that. It's basically just a schedule of, when you eat. It's not how much you eat, how you eat, what you eat, or anything like that. It's just when you eat. And I lost a little over 30 pounds. Was feeling good. Was, I had worked myself up to 1 meal a day. OMAD, they call it. Which is, please, don't comment negatively on this unless you've sat down and researched and did the studying yourself on that. Um, which leads me back to myths being busted all the time. I don't think that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but however, Kellogg's will tell you that it is. But that's a whole nother video. So, no, get back on track here. I took that little rabbit trail. But if you are interested in more of that, I suggest that you follow a guy on here, Fledged Fitness. Y'all, he is awesome. And I mean, just watching one of his videos, you will quickly be able to tell that this guy knows his shit. Like, he thoroughly researches everything. He's researched, a lot of the studies that has been done trying to debunk intermittent fasting and the benefits of it. It was a no-go with him. Like, he just check him out and you'll see what I'm talking about. A lot of benefits other than just weight loss. Okay, so I was doing the intermittent fasting, had worked my way up to OMAD, which stands for 1 meal a day. I was feeling great. Hey, how you doing? That's the only way to live, ain't it? Well, that's life, baby. See you later. Okay, sorry, y'all. That was actually my daughter's first little boyfriend. God, these kids have grown up. But the important thing is with OMAD, and I made sure to do it, or with any, schedule that you choose with intermittent fasting, is that you have to get all your needs, your nutrition needs in. And if you're doing 1 meal a day, that means you get all of that in 1 meal. Which is why I said, working my way up to that, because it's hard for me to eat that much at one time. But I just learned, by playing around with it, that I could do it over the span of like 2 hours. And I've had stomach issues for a long time. And y'all, my stomach actually felt amazing when I was doing that, because it's like I was giving my digestive system a break, so to speak. And so it was working for me, and I felt good. I had energy that, like, I was like, where did this come from? Like, it was amazing. So I was doing everything right, and like always, the weight just, or not always, I maintained for 7 years, like I said, but with the exception of that period of time, okay? I'm going to refer to that as that. The weight just started coming back no matter what I did or didn't do, and I was doing all the right things, and even talked to my doctor about it, and she was like, you're doing it right. You just push through it. Just keep on. Don't stop what you're doing. So I didn't stop. I kept going. Y'all, I feel like that spider is coming back to look for me. But I just kept gaining weight. So this led my doctor to do some more tests to see if there was an underlying condition causing it. Everything was fine with my thyroid, which is usually the first thing that they check, so it wasn't that. And it's just a bunch of tests, There's actually one thing, and it's nothing major. It's something that, that's not like a death sentence. It can be reversed, be fixed. That was found, so that's a good thing. And I don't want to say that, this wouldn't have been discovered had I not embarked on this journey with VSG. I think eventually that it would have been, but I just think that this helped it to be discovered sooner. So thankful for that. I'm thankful for everything, but you know what I mean. Oh, let me adjust myself. Oh, got more weight sitting on that tailbone, y'all. It ain't as easy no more. Okay, so I started talking to my doctor about VSG. She wasn't completely on board at first, for the simple fact that she was concerned about the anxiety and depression that she knows a lot of people struggle with after surgery, and she said she's seen it be like a common pattern. So she was really concerned about that with me, just because we were still in the process also of um, finding a medication that worked for me, because I think I left off and didn't finish that where I was talking about the medication. I finally actually did go and talk to my doctor about medication again when I just seen that I couldn't do it on my own anymore. Hold on. And actually, looking back, I wasn't really handling it on my own well at all. I was failing miserably, to be quite honest. But she put me on a medication. She started me off on the lowest dose, and she was like, we're going to ease into this, and it's a medication to where like you adjust your dosage every few weeks, and I think we've found my sweet spot, and I feel a lot better. But the thing is, with this medication, most people experience slight weight loss. Some people experience weight gain. And so which one do you think I got? Yep. I'm that person. If it says 1 in 50 million people will have this side effect, I'm that one. So, but it's fine. It's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. But I'm feeling better, mentally. I guess so. That's a plus, that's a bonus. But anyway, she wasn't on board completely because of that. But she said, at the same time, I don't want to see you, slip into a bout of depression, even on the medication, because you're unable to lose weight. She said, so I'm not going to withhold a referral letter for you. My insurance requires me to have a referral letter from my primary care physician to give to the surgeon. So she gave it to me. I went to a seminar. I have dates. I don't know why I'm trying to remember, because I know good and well that my mind don't remember things. But, okay, here we go. I went to a seminar with Dr. Rossi at CAMC. That's Charleston Area Medical Center, weight loss facility, with Dr. Samuel Rossi. He is amazing, by the way. The entire staff is very friendly, very helpful. I've never felt rushed how I have at other places, in the past. Just amazing staff all around. I went there for that seminar on January the 20th. And look, y'all, that's another thing I said about anxiety. The weather and the road conditions is one thing I'm very anxious over. Typically, another color truck. In our winters here, the weather gets really bad a lot of times. And I don't drive in the anyway. So, but my husband, he's just like, what, ain't nothing stopping me. And I feel safe with him. But the weather still scares me sometimes, the road conditions. It was snowing this day on January 20th, of course. And I got up and I was looking outside all day, and I was like, this is not happening. This is not real. And I wanted this so bad. And my husband knew that day. He was like, I know you want this, because we drove almost 2 hours in the snow. Like it was like a blizzard. So yeah, that happened.